What's up, guys? Welcome back to Banyo Thoughts, your daily dose of adventure and happiness. So, how are you all? So, yun. Anyway, today is like, I just wanted to, very quick lang naman. I just wanted to I just want to share. One of the things I learned recently, it's, actually this is like, I came up with a series of, prior to the videos, I've been doing a series on posts on happiness. So there's like a series of posts that I created, and then I shared it in the Facebook page and Instagram, and also in LinkedIn. But for this coming days, I created a new set of that, and hindi ko lang na-post last week but I've been done with it for a week already. Kasi hirap mag-isip ng description eh. Kasi medyo parang quotes lang naman siya, tapos you have to describe basically each of those quotes. And then one of the quotes that I wanted to share is, life is too short and it's okay to be weird. I wanted to do that because it's all about conformity, that we have a tendency to conform with what is expected of us by society. For example, when you reach the age of for people who've taken university studies, one, you're expected to take university studies, and the other is that you're expected to specialize on certain fields, like whether in marketing or in business. I mean that's how I always see how universities are like in most countries. I mean, especially in the Philippines. So you have a specialization, which is there's nothing wrong with it. But yun nga lang, if you're a generalist, meaning you're capable of doing other things, parang medyo narrow down. No? Another thing, I think you have to get married at a certain age. You have to have a car, you have to have a house, and then basically and especially nowadays when you have when you're exposed to social media a lot, you would see all the different your friends and your family and your loved ones or people that you know in work are accomplishing these things, that thing, and it seems like when you start conforming and you start looking at it, kailangan ko pala siguro maging ganun. I need to be someone like that. I need to do this. I need to do that. No. And then eventually, what happens is that you lose your persona, you lose yourself in that, because you start conforming with others, and then you don't realize that you yourself, what you like, what you don't like, what you believe in, what you're passionate about, is now slowly being put on, maybe put on hold, put in the back, meaning you don't really consider it anymore, you forget about it. And as you grow older and as you go through life, you realize that there are many things that you wish you would have done this, you wish you would have done that, you wish you would have done this and that, and it becomes like a regret kind of thing. So, why am I saying this? I personally have experienced that, and I do have the same experiences as well. Now you tend to conform based on what your family expects of you, what your friends expect of you, what you expect from yourself, because you think that it's the best way to do this. Now, one way that one concrete thing that I started doing recently, that to be able to figure things out, and then to start, not being weird, but I guess being weird, if you define it, is just basically doing things that doesn't conform with what other people are currently doing. So, for example, there are countless of experiences that we all can do. There are countless of things that we can all take and then start, learning and experimenting and trying it out, without having to commit ourselves like full on those particular things. Music can be one, like for example, dancing can be one. If you've really been into ako person, nakatawa lang ako because I've been researching on the things I think you would dance in the next coming weeks, And I already selected my 24, 24 different styles of dance that is all beginner. Some of them are really outside of your comfort zone because it explores more on the feminine and sexy side. You know, the way they dance, because it's the girl who teaches the dance move. So may pagka approach niya is a bit more sexy kind of thing, and how do you interpret that and how do you express that being in a male body. So that is really outside of your comfort zone, but it's also being weird because I wanted to try it out so that you understand also, you know, why the movement is like that, why it's like this, why did she do this move, you know, that. So you put yourself basically in the shoes of the dancer. I'm saying this because if we try to always look at what other people are doing and how we conform with that, the learning process, us to learn something, is perhaps siguro naman not necessarily disappears, but it's significantly reduced. Why? Because then we don't see it on that side, meaning we don't put ourselves in that particular shoe, or you don't immerse yourselves in that particular activity, learning, food, whatever. So medyo malilimit ngayon yung knowledge mo. And that's the problem with society, is that we think that we know, but sometimes we just base it on what other people's opinion, and we just assume that opinion, and then that's what we say to other people, which I feel naman na it's a bit of an injustice on our part and whoever we're trying to reach out to, because it's not fully ours. There's mararamdaman mo naman yan kung may laman, kung the person speaking from experience, from the person speaking from their heart, that they are really understand. Like when someone says, here's the thing, when someone is heartbroken and you give an advice to that person, but you've never had an experience with being heartbroken, yung advice mo doesn't seem sincere, because you haven't gone through the experience as well. So you say, I understand what you're going through. Dude, no one understands what the person's going through if you haven't gone through it as well. So I'm just saying this because I've been trying to, relearn a lot of things about myself and about life. That it's okay to be weird, that you don't have to conform with what people are doing. So I've been, na-struck lang ako because nga, parang pag ginawa ko siguro yung sayo na yun, baka mamaya patawa lang lahat sila, which is fine, because at the end of the day, I don't mind people laughing, or people who watch it would make a comment. So I want to remove myself from that mode or that stage or that mindset. No. Second is that if I want to be sincerely, and I really want to learn, if I really want to absorb new learnings, new knowledge, and new experiences, it has to be me. It has to be us. It has to be you. It has to be me that that experiences it. And iba pa rin yung nagiging experience, iba pa rin nagiging learning natin if we actually undergo the whole process ourselves. So at the end of the day, whether you're when you're thinking about doing something, and in your back of your mind you think, what would others think? You have to stop and count to 5. I learned that recently lang. You have to learn how to count to 5, and then go back. What is really your reason for doing it? What's your purpose for doing it? It can be as simple as because you just want to try it. It can be simple because you want to laugh. It can be as simple as because it's just fun. So that kind of mindset is that I want to learn for myself as well. So it's a constant. I think it's going to be a constant practice, because it's easy for us to always conform, especially when we are exposed to many information from various sources, social media, I don't know, from our friends or our conversation. So we have to be very well grounded with who we are and what we want to do. Second, I mean, singit ko lang because today I was doing piano class, and then I made it, divided the dance project. So I decided to do let's do the music one as well, because if I don't document, and not document, but if I don't go through the process as well, I won't be able to appreciate what I'm learning. And I also was thinking kanina na, if I was talking to Enrico, who's the one teaching me and then who's helping me out, he said, what if we come up with like a recital, or it's kind of weird, nakakaya naman, sabi ko, makakaya mag-recital ka na sa virtually and stuff like that, and you record it. And then, sabi niya, well, at least so at the end of the day, you see that as an adult, you can still learn. It doesn't mean that if you're old, you can't learn anything. There is still a process. I mean, there's a format for it for adults. And I was like, oh nga no, I'm thinking about it kasi madami sa atin give up ng plans for learning a musical instrument because we focused on what was expected of us in university, in life, in home, that we have to work, we have to pay. I mean, the idea of, understandable naman, kailangan naman natin kumita para magbayad ng bills and everything else. But ngayon ko na-appreciate ngayon, siguro, maganda rin naman talaga. Tamang sabi nga sa akin ni Leia na, sometimes it's like whatever's happening now is not sometimes, but it's actually a blessing in disguise. That because of all of this, you get to realize a lot of things. So yun, na-realize ko rin na, nga, na mas maganda nga rin na you document it, you show it, that it's not to make yabang or anything like that, but it's really to show that if we really want to change and to be happy and to make ourselves feel, not complete but whole. Yeah, I think whole is the better word for it. Because by doing the things that we were really interested in, that we really like, then it makes a big difference. Then maybe it will inspire someone else to take the leap of faith as well. Maybe it will, give someone out there a bit of hope in doing something that they've always been wanting to do, without without people being critical about their choices. So yun lang, I just wanted to share that it's okay, because at the end of the day, I don't know, hindi ka rin naman hindi rin naman tayo wala pa namang yatang nakakabuhay ng, physically, kung sabi natin, umabot tayo ng 100 years old. Pero kahit umabot tayo ng 100, di naman tayo mukhang 20 years old. So we're gonna physically age as well. So there are many things and limitations we cannot do when we start growing older. So might as well take advantage of it now, and do the things that we want to do now, so that at the end of our lives we can always go back and say that, yeah, masaya gawa ko yan, masaya naman ako sa ginawa ko na yan. At least walang regret sa buhay. Yun lang, I just wanted to share that. It's very quick, just inspiring, mga inspired. Wow, that's what I'm inspired, no? But yun lang, I just wanted to share again those thoughts that I have, and I'm gonna be posting it also in the Facebook page and Instagram and LinkedIn for you guys to read. Yep, so thank you very much for tuning in for Banyo Thoughts. I'll see you guys tomorrow again. Bye.